They say golf is a game played on a 5-inch course, the space between your ears. But let's be honest, it's a lot harder to win that mental game when you're carrying the wrong tools. Every year, millions of golfers fall into the gear trap. They see a pro on TV hit a 350-yard drive and think, if I buy that $700 driver, I'll do that too. The truth? Golf equipment in 2026 is better than it's ever been, but it's also more confusing. If you're a beginner, you're overwhelmed. If you're a mid-handicapper, you're likely playing with shafts that are too stiff or wedges with the wrong bounce. Today, we are doing a deep dive masterclass into every single piece of equipment you need, why you need it, and, more importantly, where you should save your money so you can actually afford your green fees. Section 1. The 14 Club Architecture. The USGA allows you to carry 14 clubs, but just because you can doesn't mean you should. Let's break down the architecture of a perfect bag, starting from the longest club to the shortest. 1. The driver, the Ego Club. In 2026, driver technology has hit what we call peak COR. Basically, the faces can't get any springier by law. So manufacturers are now focusing on MOI, moment of inertia. When you're looking for a driver, stop looking at distance and start looking at forgiveness. You want a high MOI head. This means when you hit the ball off the toe or the heel, the club head doesn't twist as much and your ball stays in the fairway. The shaft. This is the engine of the club. If your swing speed is under 90 miles per hour, do not use a stiff shaft. Use regular or even senior flex. It's not about ego, it's about physics. 2. Fairway woods versus hybrids. This is where most players mess up. A 3-wood is the hardest club in the bag to hit off the grass. For 90% of you watching, I'm going to recommend a 5-wood or a 3 hybrid. The hybrid revolution. Hybrids combine the center of gravity of a wood with the swing path of an iron. In 2026, we're seeing utility irons become popular too. If you struggle with topping the ball, go with a hybrid. The wider sole prevents the club from digging into the dirt. 3. The iron set, blades versus cavity backs. If you take one thing away from this video, let it be this. Do not buy muscle back blades. Unless you are a scratch golfer, you need game improvement irons. These are perimeter weighted. Imagine a trampoline. A blade is a tiny trampoline where only the very center is bouncy. A cavity back is a massive trampoline where the whole surface is bouncy. In 2026, hollow body irons like the P790s or the Takomo 101s are the gold standard. They look like professional blades but play like easy-to-hit beginner clubs. 4. The wedge matrix. You need a system. Don't just carry a sand wedge. You need to understand loft gapping. Pitching wedge, 44 to 46 degrees. Gap wedge, 50 to 52 degrees. Sand wedge, 54 to 56 degrees. Lob wedge, 58 to 60 degrees. The bounce of a wedge is also essential. If you play on soft, muddy courses, you need high bounce. If you play in the desert or firm conditions, you need low bounce. 5. The putter, the finisher. You will use your driver 14 times around. You will use your putter 30 to 40 times. Why do people spend $600 on a driver and $20 on a putter? There are 2 shapes, blades and mallets. Blades are for players with an arced swing. The putter moves like a swinging gate. Mallets are for players with a straight back, straight through swing. In 2026, high stability mallets are dominating the market because they help with alignment and keep the face square at impact. Section 2. The ball science, what you're hitting. Let's talk about the only piece of equipment you use on every single shot, the ball. Most golfers walk into a store and buy what's on sale. That is a mistake. 2-piece versus 3-piece. 2-piece balls. These are distance balls. They have a large core and a thin cover. They are hard and don't spin much. This is actually good for beginners because spin is what causes a slice. If you hit a slice, a premium ball will actually make your slice worse. 3-piece urethane balls. These are tour balls. The urethane cover is soft, allowing the grooves of your wedges to grab the ball and create backspin. This is how pros get the ball to stop on a dime on the green. Compression. This is a word you'll hear a lot in 2026. Compression is how much the ball squishes when you hit it. Low compression. If you have a slower swing, a soft ball will spring off the face more effectively. High compression. If you swing like Rory McIlroy, you need a firm ball so you don't over-compress it and lose energy. The 2026 direct-to-consumer DTC trend. You no longer have to pay $5 per ball. Brands like Vice, Snell, and Kirkland have disrupted the market. You can now get tour-level performance for about $2 a ball. If you are losing more than 2 balls around, stop buying name brands. The performance difference is negligible for anyone shooting over 80. Section 3. The apparel and the equipment. You might not think of a shirt as equipment, but in a sport where you're moving your body through a complex 360-degree rotation, your clothing matters. The shoes, the connection to the ground. Golf starts from the feet up. In 2026, the debate between spiked and spikeless is almost over. Spikeless shoes have reached a point where the traction patterns are so good you can wear them in the morning dew without slipping, and then wear them straight into the 19th hole for a burger afterward. Spiked shoes are now reserved for competitive play or extremely hilly, wet courses. Look for a BOA system, those little dials instead of laces. They provide a more consistent wrap around your foot, which prevents your foot from sliding inside the shoe during a high-speed swing. Fabrics and flexibility. Avoid 100% cotton like the plague. It holds sweat, gets heavy, and restricts movement. You want a polyester/spandex blend. Your polo should have 4-way stretch. This ensures that when you reach the top of your backswing, your shirt isn't pulling against your lead shoulder and shortening your swing. Section 4. The Tech Revolution. We've covered the clubs and the balls, but let's talk about the brain of your golf game. In 2026, playing without tech is like trying to navigate a new city without Google Maps. You can do it, but you're going to get lost. The rangefinder debate, laser versus GPS. For years, people asked which was better. In 2026, the answer is both. The laser rangefinder. This is your precision tool. A high-quality laser in 2026 doesn't just give you distance, it gives you slope. It calculates the incline or decline. If you're hitting uphill, the laser tells you that your 150-yard shot actually plays like 165. This prevents the short shot syndrome that plagues amateurs. Look for models with pin lock technology. This ensures you're hitting the flagstick and not the trees in the background. The GPS watch/app. This is your strategic tool. A laser can't tell you how far it is to carry the bunker on a blind hole. A GPS watch gives you the front, middle, and back of the green. In 2026, many watches now offer green contours, showing you which way the putts will break before you even step on the surface. The rise of personal launch monitors. This is the biggest shift in 2026. Devices like the Rapsodo or FlightScope have shrunk down to the size of a smartphone. You set it behind you at the range, and it tells you your ball speed, launch angle, and smash factor. Why does an amateur need this? Because most people don't know how far they actually hit their clubs. You might think you hit your 7-iron 150 yards because you did it once in 2022. A launch monitor gives you the cold, hard average. Knowing your carry distance is the fastest way to drop 5 strokes off your handicap. We've covered everything from the atomic structure of a golf ball to the importance of a microfiber towel. But the most important piece of equipment you own is your process. Equipment is meant to remove excuses. When you know your rangefinder is accurate, when you know your clubs are fitted to your height, and when you know your ball is designed for your swing speed, the only thing left is you and the shot. Don't feel like you need to buy all of this today. Start with the core 7 clubs, a decent bag, and a handful of mid-tier balls. As your game grows, your gear will grow with you. Subscribe!